is just such a toss-up. You really never know. Guys can be a first round, a #1 overall pick, and you think the sky's the limit for the guy. He comes in and he's a dud.
Yeah.
Then you have a guy may get drafted in the 3rd, 5th, 7th round.
He's the
and
star.
comes in and just takes over. So it's just, I don't know. This is one of those situations where I kind of concede to John Lynch and Shanahan. Again, you guys know better than I do. You're there every day. You know what we need. You know what you're putting together. I didn't see the whole deep forward of Quan Alexander coming. That came out of nowhere for me, and I was so excited when I saw it.
Are you listening?
Ronbo Sports here, representing the Niner Empire organization worldwide. With 49ers football, it never ends. How you doing, fam? You hanging tough in there? You hanging tight? You got just days to go before that special night? Fam, I appreciate you allowing me to join you today and talk about 49ers football. And yes, the mocks have not changed. The mocks probably haven't changed in maybe over a month now, ever since the cards came out. Or should I say that Cliff Kingsbury came out and probably said way too much. And who knew, you know? I think at that time he didn't know Kyler Murray was going to come in and play football, I guess. I don't know, but it was a boneheaded move on his part. So, you know, the mocks have shifted from that narrative, and they've stayed pretty much the same with a little sway here and there, but nothing really big in any one direction. You know? There's some speculations on who wants to do what, trade up, trade down. Here's the thing. I see this draft this year being very special in a number of ways. And to begin with, it's going to be a little wild, a little crazy and unpredictable. The climate this year is way different than usual. Usually you have your number of quarterbacks that everybody needs, and there's always teams that need quarterbacks because they're not happy with the quarterbacks. And this year, that's pretty much the same case, but there's not a lot of motivation to be trading up to the top for a special quarterback. It just so happens that the quarterback that is considered the most special, Cards are going to take him, right? I'm almost convinced of that. But the 49ers are sitting in a position where if the Cards didn't take him, everybody thinks, hey, the 49ers sit back here and get a boatload of picks now. No, fam. After I thought about that for a minute, and some other people pointed that out to me as well, we all had that discussion. Ain't nobody trading up the 49ers for no quarterback. They know we don't want. They know we have better and bigger needs than taking Mr. Murray as ransom. It's not going to happen. And it hit me like, wow, that's so true. So true to the point I wrote a whole article about it in Ronbo Sports. You can check that out about the Raiders strategy. But anyway, I don't want to get into all of that. But here's what I want to say, though. The climate has changed so much this year that it's going to be, I'm pretty sure, personally, everybody's got their favorite. But no matter who they get at the top, our defense is going to be set. Anyway, one other thing that I want to give you, if you didn't see what CBS Sports did, I want to run with that with you really quick. I couldn't stop. Wow. There's so much food for thought out there right now. CBS Sports guy says the 49ers will trade Solomon Thomas and Eric Armstead. I said, whoa. But how many of us have said that already? I mean, so many people want to trade Armstead, and especially Armstead and Thomas. But this deal, okay, the trade he offers is this. He said they send Solomon Thomas to the Dolphins for Rashard Jones, who's not working out with their defensive system, and he's a little too expensive. So, we send him Solomon Thomas, we pick up Jones, 49ers going to absorb his salary according to the writer. We pick up Jones, he's a free safety. A lot of people believe the 49ers need a free safety. I'm not getting on that. Hey, listen, I'm not affiliating with any groups. I already said what I had to say about that. I'm not going against Jimmy Ward and any of the rest of the guys we got. So, Adrian, if you're watching, anybody, I'm not saying nothing about y'all. But anyway, That would be the deal. That would be the motivation for the 49ers to do so if they feel like a lot of people do that a free safety is needed, since we didn't pick up some of the favorites that we couldn't get in free agency earlier. So we make that trade, and now I guess the secondary will be solidified by that move. 49ers, if they're thinking on the same lines, they go ahead and make that move. Eric Armstead, each and every year the 49ers make a deal with the New England Patriots. Am I right? Yeah, it's getting kind of scary, actually, how they do that each and every year. Trey Flowers said, I am on my way to Miami. Bye. Belichick's not going to pay anybody. Your contract, it ends and you leave and you say goodbye, shake hands, a kiss, and goodbye. Eric Armstead could fill that void? Now, I know your own personal opinion, probably he's no Trey Flowers. Here's the thing, Trey Flowers was not a ball of fire when it came to sacks either. What Trey Flowers did do very well is set the edge. And I don't know what Belichick's defense does, but Flowers was in on the quarterback on a lot of plays. And maybe it's the coaching, maybe it's the scheme, I don't know what it is. But fam, I gotta tell you, I kind of agree. I think Armstead would do just as good a job in that system as Flowers. My own personal opinion. So Belichick would give us his 4th round and his 7th round. So now we got 2 4th-round picks, 2 6th, and a 7th. We pick up, 3 picks. Yeah, well, we got 7 picks, yeah. We go all the way to, we got nothing missing now but a 5th-round pick. So we got 2 6th-round picks. What? The way these guys do with late-round picks, it doesn't matter. Oh, I know, right? It makes you trip and think for a second. Would the 49ers do that? Because as I know, I was trying to think of, other than Trent Brown, did the 49ers trade for draft, well, it was like the night before draft night, right? When was the last time the 49ers traded a player down since this regime has gotten into place? I don't remember any players being moved other than Trent Brown. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, and hit me out in the comments, because I need to be reminded of that deal. But I do know Trent Brown left and he went out and he did well. Look what he's done. He's the highest paid offensive lineman in the league. And I suspect you send Eric Armstead to New England, he gets more snaps, he gets more burn, he gets a little more repetition. He becomes the guy that we wish he would have became a lot like Trent Brown for the San Francisco 49ers. It's just a thought, I don't know. But it got my mind, my juices were flowing after reading that. So we'll see what happens on that, like everything else. I got to take a sip on this, man, because I can't, Robbie Gould, I can't get over Robbie. You see, everybody else is talking like, oh, man, Robbie's not going. I get nervous thinking about how well he did for us. When Robbie walked out on the field, because the game was on the line, I knew he was winning that game. That's how much I think of Robbie Gould. I'm sorry. Somebody's going to correct. Before you go out in the comments, get out of them comments. Robbie Gould, okay. His name is G-O-U-L-D. If you follow the rules of English, okay, never mind. Gould. It's G-O-U-L-D, Gould. If Robbie Gould walks on the field, it's a done deal. He gets that big boot behind that ball. It's going between the uprights. We need him. A lot of people are saying things like, we don't need Robbie. What we're going to do this year is we're going to do more scoring, and we're not going to need that field goal. Listen, what about the extra point? And let's be real here. There's going to be times when we do need a field goal. You know that? You got to have the field goal kicker. Is there anything worse than a guy with games on the line? He's 38 or 40 yards out and he misses? And you know good and well, even you and I could have went out there and kicked that? Come on. Robbie's not going to make that. He's not going to make that mistake. And you can put Robbie out there to 59-yard line. People in the stands, bet. I'll take this bet, I'll take this bet. Goal, boom, 49ers win. Yes! See, but I don't want Robbie to stay here and he's not happy with the 49ers and he's walking around with his lips all stuck out and mad because he wanted to leave and test the market like he says he likes Chicago and the 49ers won't let him go. Robbie, please don't go! Robbie, come on, man! Hey, MC!
Listen.
Yeah.
Robbie is not going to hold out.
Well, I hope
Last time I checked,
yeah.
his last name was Gould, not Bell. You need to stop tripping. He may love Chicago,
Yeah.
but he also loves $5 million.
Oh, word.
Let that situation play out. And I'm gone.
Okay. You know, it's getting crazy in here when MC comes in and he's the voice of reason, isn't it? You know, okay. I just want to say one more thing about that, though. The 49ers are a little concerned for a minute. I'm just saying, I don't know if the 49ers are like you and they said Robbie ain't going anywhere. But Gostowski was like, the Patriots were like fooling around with him, wouldn't pay him, you know. And all of a sudden, word got out the 49ers were sniffing around this Gostowski household. Come out, we got money for you. So the 49ers, that must be true. Gostowski got a 2-year deal almost immediately after that rumor hit the streets of the Niner Empire. Okay? All right, I'm gonna join everybody else. People are all over Twitter explaining to me today, listen, they signed it, they fixed it up, so Robbie's not going anywhere. If he does, he's gonna have to sit out a whole year. He can't play for anybody else. The 49ers protected themselves with that tender. Don't worry about it. All right, I'm going along with everybody else. We have another kicker in camp anyway. I forget his name already. See, that's how good he is. Oh, hey, I'm ready to talk some football with you. Let's talk about some other things. More pleasant subject matter. Going to the camp. Niner fam, once again, returning, as you see, the man with the incredible physique and the attitude and everything else that you need to be as a 49er fan. Mel, what's up, fam?
Bang, bang, Niner gang all day. Ronbo is going, let me take a sip.
Please. I feel like I'm in a press conference now.
That's the victory cup.
There you go. Every time you see the guys on the podium, especially Kyle Shanahan, swallow the water after every sentence. I love it. Hey,
yeah.
Mel, it's, here we are, stage 3, as the 49ers unveil. They're following a blueprint plan to wherever they're trying to get. A lot of people, we're going to shed some light on that today. A lot of people aren't aware of that. They want instant fixes. The 49ers have avoided the instant fixes. They've avoided the mercenary signings. No Band-Aids. No, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. We're not concerned about the future. 49ers are building this team for sustainability. I know that you realize that. I just want to know, at this point in the plan, are you impressed with what the 49ers are doing so far? And would you make any adjustments from what they're doing?
Man, I'm absolutely impressed. And for me to answer if I would make adjustments, I don't think I would, because I don't believe that I know more than Kyle Shanahan about running an offense, or his offense in particular, his system. And I don't believe that I know more than John Lynch about football, especially, defensively. So he hasn't been a general manager before, but he's been a winner. He's played the position. He's played at a high level. He's familiar with what it takes in the locker room and on the field. So, no, I totally trust their judgment, 100%.
Elaborate a little bit on not knowing more than Kyle Shanahan. See, and Niner fans, I don't want y'all to get offended by this. I'm just asking another 49er fan as to why question Kyle Shanahan on every move. Yeah, I mean, Mel, please.
Because we're not talking peewee football or even high school football where it's power I right, 32 power. That's the play. When it goes in there, you're running it no matter what. No need to read a defense, no need to care what's going on. The way Kyle's system is, one play is actually about 17, 18 plays. There are so many different things that can go on that have to be changed at the line of scrimmage, where the linemen have to know, the backs have to know, the receivers have to know. If and when they see a certain coverage or they see a zone blitz, one side is doing one thing, the other's doing the other. There are so many different components to just one simple play that I don't think a lot of fans really realize that. So I don't know Kyle Shanahan's offense better than he does. So he knows more what he needs for his offense to make it work than I do. So there are certain, I would say, service level decisions that I may question, but when it all unfolds, I see that Kyle knew what he was doing in the first place. So I trust his judgment, period. He's been successful with what he's been doing since he's been coaching in the NFL. So why question him now?
I would suggest, fam, for those who don't understand the full playbook, Kyle said they do put things out online that you can actually check out. There's a lot of variables that stem from each and every play Kyle's running. And also, a lot of things are done to set up plays as well. Kyle Shanahan likes to stay out of third down situations. He frequently passes on first down. So for those who are questioning whether or not it's disrespected Matt Breida if Jerick McKinnon starts, it's not about that. I mean, am I right on that, Mel?
100%. Listen, you have to realize, and not you as in Ronbo, but you as in fans, you have to realize that we all have the same goal. You think Kyle Shanahan wants to lose? Do you think he wants to lose a game? Do you think he ever wants to be down in a game? No, this guy wants to win, and he has the tools to do it. So it's not about who's starting or whose name gets called, in the beginning of the game to run out of the tunnel or whatever. No, we all have the same goal. The goal is put us in the best situation to win football games and win this championship. So Jerick McKinnon, if Jerick McKinnon starting puts us in that situation, we need to go with that, man. Forget, again, whose name gets called and all that type of stuff. Back in the Bill Walsh days, and this is one of the things that I love, from the time he came in, late 70s, in that 81 championship, he told all of our guys, listen, everything you do reflects on the guy next to you. So everything. And he said from the quarterback to the running back to the lineman to the hot dog vendor, everything we do reflects upon one another. So that's why you see when you watch those guys play, when one guy scores, the entire team is in there giving him a high five because the entire team scored. All of the, you know what, we played for the name on the front of our jersey and not on the back. So all of that starting, coming off the bench, forget all of that, man.
So that's why it'll actually, the story will be told better because if we have a complete offense this year, and the dots will be connected. It'll be a little easier to see as you're watching the 49ers do what they do offensively from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. And trying to understand Shanahan's concepts completely is going to be hard for anybody to do anyway. Yep. Every DC in the NFL, I mean, right. Every DC in the NFL is trying to figure out what Kyle's doing. So if something's not going right, it doesn't mean that Kyle's an idiot or somebody. There's a lot of times that sometimes the players are doing things wrong, but it takes a while to install that offense. That's another thing that people are overlooking as well. So
right. And we need continuity, man. That is so important. Continuity and chemistry. That stability is something that's very, very important because you have to have 100% trust in the guy next to you. Like I was saying, it really is the ultimate team sport. They don't call it that for no reason. You have to become a unit, and it's not easy to do that. Look at something like synchronized swimming, where you have, 20 people trying to do the same thing, and think about how many hours they put in. So, we just have to get to that point where the guys know each other and we have been playing with each other long enough to kind of finish each other's sentences and know where this guy's going to be. You know the guy on your right, you know his strengths and his weaknesses. So where he's weak, you're going to pick up that slack, and the guy next to you does the same for you. So once you do that, man, we're covered on all sides.
And that's a language to learn, actually. It's not just about going out there and doing what you're supposed to do in the X's and O's and looking at the playbook. That's a continuity that develops from familiarity. And you're out there with this guy every day. That's the same with the offensive line. People, all the offensive line is trash. Get some more good. Don't get new dudes in there. These guys need to learn each other's movements out there so they can become one cohesive unit. So,
right.
Hey, with that said, though, where's the strength out of all this? I'm looking at Jed York. I'm looking at John. I'm looking at Kyle. I'm looking at Kittle. I'm looking at key players and people like that. If you had to spotlight the strength of what's going on with the 49ers right now, Mel, where would you go? And who would you give the award to, the Mel Award, for the man who's driving this team? And I mean, that's a tough one because I'm still thinking about it.
You know what? I give that award to all of them. To everybody. Everybody gets it because, again, the concept has to be understood that we are one unit. There is no Jerick McKinnon. There is no Jimmy Garoppolo. We are one unit. Our goal is the Super Bowl, and that's it. So whatever you have to do to get the best out of yourself. Bill Walsh was an expert at that. That's what made him such a great coach, is that he read people, he knew people, the psychological aspect of people, from his coaching staff to his players. He knew how to get the very best out of every single individual out there. So this upcoming year is really about kind of taking away the individual aspect of it and just the 49ers. That's what That's what we want people to see. We don't want people to see Jimmy Garoppolo. All of that stuff is secondary, man. It's going to come when the team is successful. The individual awards and the pats on the back and all of that type of stuff, the big contracts and all of that type of stuff is going to come when the team is successful. But we are not that team, and you alluded to it earlier, man. Whenever I don't know who works in construction or has ever worked in construction, but people, when they're building a building, they spend an awfully lot of time a whole lot of time at the bottom of that building before anything is put up or anything. It's really about setting the foundation.
Yes.
Instant gratification. If it comes quickly, it goes quickly. So these guys are really trying to the 49er way where we can start piling on championships where it's not just we want to win this one in 2019 and then we're butt cheeks again in next year and the following year because we blew our load in the cap. No, we're trying to build the tradition, build on the tradition. Team of the 80s, in the 90s, knocking on the door. We won one in the 90s, but we were just knocking. We had some success when Harbaugh came, but we couldn't sustain that over a long period of time. What was that? 3 years we were there, and then after that it was
3 solid years.
And then what? For another 5 years, we're bad. I can't deal with this anymore. Yeah, my heart can't do this anymore, Ronbo. we have to collectively get it together, and I do genuinely believe we are in the right direction. We're building key guys, man.
And Mel, it's like the defense is, the offense is going to get a lot of glory because of the high-profile coach and some of the players you're putting together and how they're going about doing that. But the defense, they're building a power there. And as the more I see the collection, it's going to be interesting. You know what, Mel? Put the missing link. Actually, I don't know if it's a missing link, but put the, let's see, the superchargers, because the engine's already just rolling. I put the supercharger from the draft into this defense. And what's the potential of this defense this year? Because John Lynch, I think he's shooting for domination. I mean, what do you think?
I think that John Lynch saw what Vic Fangio was doing. I think that John Lynch remembers what George Seifert used to do when he was a defensive coordinator, and he's really trying to build a dominant defense. He wants us, just like I do, to punch people in the mouth, man. We just want to beat them up for 4 straight quarters. You can dishearten teams like that. When they know you mean business and your defense is out there, the sky really is the limit. Put it this way, we remember, just like we were just talking about with the when Harbaugh was here, when we had the Vic Fangio defense and everything. We wanted to put our defense out on the field first. They set the tone, they set the tempo, they punched guys in the mouth, and they were scared for the rest of the game, legitimately. So we can set the tone, man. And if we can set the tone for the game, that means we can set the tone for the season. So if we can do that, the sky really is the limit for this team. We can really turn a lot of heads. I know that people are saying, don't get too excited, don't look ahead to the Super Bowl and blah, blah, blah. But this team really has the potential to do that, man. Barring serious injuries, we have the pieces.
And I think that you talk about the rotation. Unlike a lot of teams that Trent Baalke picked up, there were guys sitting on the bench that we prayed they didn't have to come into the game. Now, some of the guys sitting on the bench, you say, boy, that dude gets too much player time. He's going to take over that spot. That's the kind of bench and depth you want to build.
Right. Last year was rough with that, though, man. There was guys where I think that they were, in the third quarter, they were going in the stands trying to grab guys and put them in the defensive backfield. It was rough. It was rough. It was like you never knew who was going to play. And there was like no continuity back there. I felt bad for Sherm, honestly.
I know. Especially that play that will live in infamy. The one against the Rams where Gurney was probably trying not to laugh as the gap. Was that the B gap? It looked like you could drive a car through there. I still blame some of the players on that too. If I've been playing ball any length of time, if I look to my left and I see all that real estate between me and the I said, Coach, time, y'all. Hey, can we talk a minute? Just stand there. You can't let that kind of thing go. Gurney just walked through a hole that had it would have taken 30 minutes to recover. So there's some things that, of course, they can't be blamed on Salah. But there's some things that players got to take responsibility for, too. You got to get some guys out there that are intelligent as far as defense goes as well. So I'm looking at that rotation this year, and I'm thinking now You look at the front line. Who are you going to add to the front line from the draft?
Man. You know what? I genuinely don't know, Ronbo. I'm not really. When I say I'm not really good, I just the draft is always a toss-up to me. That's why during the season, I genuinely cannot stand when you know that week always comes along during the season where you know you're not going to the playoffs, when you know it's over.
Yeah.
And right then, there's always that group of people that's like, oh, well, we should just lose out for draft position. No, never do that. You play the win, period. But also because the draft is just such a toss-up, you really never know. Guys can be a first round, a number one overall pick, and you think the sky's the limit for the guy. He comes in and he's a dud.
Yeah.
Then you have a guy who may get drafted in the 3rd, 5th, 7th round.
He's the
and
star.
Comes in and just takes over. So, it's just, I don't know. This is one of those situations where I kind of concede to John Lynch and Shanahan. Again, you guys know better than I do. You're there every day. You know what we need. You know what you're putting together. I didn't see the whole D forward and Quan Alexander coming. That came out of nowhere for me, and I was so excited when I saw it. And
so that alludes to, though, now that they got Chris Kasork, Kiffin's been there the whole time, since last year anyway. That's why I know these guys are sitting down in a boardroom, Mel, and they're saying, here is what makes this defense click. If you've got a lightning quick linebacker that can go from sideline to sideline, that's going to be able to facilitate what goes on in front. If you've got guys in the front that have the capability of being very capable as far as a run and as far as making that quarterback sweat on every snap, I think we can make this thing work. We can hold teams at 10 to 15 points a game. That's going to put us in a ballgame. Kyle, we're going to keep you on the field most of the day, and it's up to you to take it away. And Kyle's probably sitting there chomping at the bit. But you guys, I can promise you right now, you put me on the field the majority of the time. If we eat up the clock and dominate the clock as far as offensively goes, I can guarantee you wins each and every week. A lot of people can't buy that, but I'm telling you right now, Kyle Shanahan's offense will not be stopped. I don't care you can have a bunch of Girl Scouts out there. If they can listen and follow directions, they will be open. This is what I love about Kyle so much. Amplified Mel.
He's a genius. He has genius level intellect. And if you really break down the X's and O's, again, one of the plays that won me over with Jimmy Garoppolo was his first year with us when he first came over from New England and everything. Oh, who were we playing?
Which game?
Man, I forget who it was, but what'd you say?
What week are you talking about? First week, second week, third week?
Yeah, when Jimmy first came over from New England at the end of the 2017 season, I forget who we were playing. Seahawks. It was like maybe his second or third week.
Okay, so we had the Chicago Bears, we had the Texans, and then the Jaguars. Texans.
It was the Texans. Right. Yeah, there was a play that we were running, and I just saw how quickly Jimmy read, checked down, and got the ball to. It was about his fourth option. It was about the fourth guy, and it took him 1.5 seconds to identify the defensive coverage, because the coverage they were running was actually to trap the quarterback into making a bad decision, making it look like something was there that wasn't.
Yep.
And he identified immediately, checked down again, and he went to like his fourth option. And I'm like, this guy is legit, because I saw what was happening. When he hiked the ball, in my head, I'm like, no, they're not running what I think they're running. I'm like, no, do not fall for that. Don't, because defensive backs, we kind of have a certain way we see the game. We like to bait quarterbacks.
We can see it from the right spot.
Right. So they were baiting Jimmy. He didn't fall for the bait. And that was his second, third week. And that's before even fully grasping or even scratching the surface of Kyle Shanahan's offense. So, Kyle's just a master, man. And I think we have a guy that can legitimately run it in a great fashion.
That's why I'm so impressed. I hate to say it, but the Patriots and their organization, they build machines. These guys come in and they learn things. There's a discipline out there. They got them playing in the snow with shorts and T-shirts on, practicing. You build character when you do things that hurt a man. If he can endure that, he comes back in. As long as he's not seriously hurt, he will build character that way. I am amazed with Jimmy Garoppolo just for what you just said. He can read that field that quick to the point where the defense is actually wondering, God, man, all we could do is go by the book on this guy and hope for the best. Because you got him with that kind of aptitude, and then you got Kyle and they're pushing the buttons as to what to do. This is why I love when I'm seeing Marquise Goodwin on a play last year. He goes back and acts like he's going to help and block in the backfield. Then he turns around and runs toward the end zone. Somehow it's been vacated over the area, the flat area he runs into. Garoppolo just drops the ball over. Then you got George Kittle all of a sudden standing there all by himself. Kendrick Bourne around the end zone. This is why these guys are just getting it. Wait till they really get it. Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, it really is. Even last year, it was really tough to watch at times, but there were so many bright spots. There were so many times where I'm like, man, once this becomes a norm, once it clicks like this, it's going to be rough on opposing teams. And defensively last year was really, really tough to watch. But we got the edge rushers. The edge rushers kind of handled bringing them in. You got Quan Alexander. This dude is all over the field, man. Watching him with Tampa, he was all over the field. It reminded me of some guys that used to play with us, man.
You don't want to mention no names, but you know what?
Nah,
I think Quan. I put a little bit. I don't know. People are gonna argue about this. I put a little bit of extra boosters on his. Man, the dude be moving, man. I'm watching this film. He knows where that ball is going before it even gets there. He's on his way. That takes a certain kind of. You have to have insights on the game on doing that, and Quan does it. Fred Warner is maybe a step behind him. So you got two active linebackers like that. When they run that wide nine, I'm going to be laughing because I'm thinking, you know what? It looks like the middle of the field's open, don't it? Run the ball, y'all, please.
Yeah. They're going to get somebody hurt.
Oh.
Yeah. They're going to get somebody hurt out there with those boys, man. I love Fred Warner, too. I'm glad he changed his number because I didn't really want to get a number 48 jersey, but but he changed his number, so I'm happy with that. That's cool.
Man, I'm worried though, man. Because like Fred had a great year at 48. As the Colbert had a great year when he was wearing number 38.
38. Yeah.
Well, he went to 27, and all of a sudden we got another Colbert. If Fred changes, I hope we don't get another Fred. I worry about these guys. You know how superstition in any pro sport. What am I talking about? This goes back to elementary school. You had a certain jersey, your cleats, you tried to wear them until they almost fall off your feet. There's things you just don't changing things because when you do that, it alters your game somehow.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The good news, when I played college ball my first year, I played running back my first year. I actually got recruited as a DP, but I played running back.
Right.
And, as freshmen, they don't let you pick your number. So I was stuck wearing number 47. I hated it. I hated every practice with that jersey on. I hated every game. And, I did pretty well, as a freshman.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, I started wearing number 1, and I just went crazy.
See, because you
appreciated it. I went crazy.
Them.
I was a team MVP and everything. So changing can And again, I was doing very well. Freshmen didn't normally see the field, but I was out there. So, I did pretty well. But sophomore year, when I started wearing number 1, it was a wrap.
Okay, so you talk me into it then. Fred feels more comfortable with whatever number he's going after. What number is Fred going after again?
I think, 54, is it?
Yeah, 54. Yeah.
Yeah, I think taking Cassius Marshall's number.
Oh, that's right. A lot of people seem to appreciate that. Okay, if that makes him happy, like you're saying, if it makes his game go up to the next level, which, good Lord, that would be incredible.
Yeah, because I don't think he chose number 48, or if he did choose 48, it was because of a lack of choices. Yeah. I don't think he ever really wanted that number.
And he wants
it. Yeah, I was surprised. I was upset when AC changed his number, too, because I had an AC jersey.
I know.
I had a jersey. AC is my guy, man.
AC did that. And also, you got Trent Taylor who changed his, but Trent did. He put out, I don't know what's going on with that now, but Trent put out a note saying, listen, send me a photo with you being a part of the Trent Taylor Foundation and go ahead and I'll see what I can do for you. See? So, Adrian would think about doing that. You know, come on, hey, see, man, you keep changing shirt clothes here, man. So,
yeah.
Oh man, hey Mel.
You know, Kwaski's still my guy, man. He's been you know how much I take for being a Kwaski guy? I love Kwaski, and people are just trashing him, and for no reason, really. The dude was injured, you know what I mean?
That's right.
It's not like he's bad or wasn't playing well. He just got hurt.
That goes for Jimmy Ward, too. I've always said, you know,
I love Jimmy.
You can get mad about these guys not staying on the field, but you cannot say they're trash. I refuse to listen to that. I ain't trying to hear that. These guys play hard. They do a good job when they're out there, but they do get hurt, and usually it's because of the way they play. They play hard. Jimmy even said, I only know one way to play. As soon as Jimmy said, I only know one way to play, my heart melted. I said, you know what? I'm defending him from now on, man. Jimmy's not out there trying to get hurt. What he's trying to do is give you the best he's got. He leaves it all on the field, and sometimes it gets him hurt.
Yeah, but he puts his nose in there no matter who's running at him or no matter what.
He ain't scared. So
the same things that we love and we want our guys to do, man. Football, we ain't talking playing checkers. We ain't talking about, badminton or something like that. These are guys are putting their bodies on the line against other guys in physical peak condition. They say that with the concussion protocols and everything, the doctors who have been studying that have said that every collision is like a car crash at 50 miles an hour with no seatbelt on.
Yep.
So think about that. These guys are doing that a million times over the season, you know what I mean?
And they come out there dedicated each and every week to continue to succeed. So it needs to be, Mel brings up, that's an awesome point. They need to be appreciated and stop sitting back calling them names and everything. These guys are busting butt out there to try to do the best they can. If it causes collisions, it's football. It does get out. I hope luck is on our side this year. I don't know how much you know about that hockey, the guys that kept that hockey team on their feet, but hockey's a very violent game as well. We got the sports science people out in San Francisco now, and they're going to be working with our people. So maybe they can keep them upright a little longer. I don't know. Mel knows, you're a trainer. What are some of the conditioning exercises you can do to build strength? Because you can't do anything about joints. Soft tissue, of course, you can do things about, but, hopefully they'll last the whole season.
Well, you know what it is? Not to go off on too long of a tangent with this, but what it is with the way guys are training now, with the sport-specific training, they're doing exercises, with the weightlifting and certain exercises and all that, for combine results, because they want to be able to press 225 a certain amount of times, or they want to be able to do this in the shuttle. So they're focusing on like one part of the muscle at a time. So they'll do back and biceps or chest and tries, and they're working on muscles individually, when the best way to train for anything is to do that thing. So that's what I was saying about Jerick McKinnon last year, when I can say I kind of saw that coming, being a trainer and knowing the body, where Jerick was, probably still is, but pound for pound, and this is not an opinion or anything, this is a fact, Jerick McKinnon's pound for pound the strongest guy in the NFL.
I've seen him lifted, and I could easily believe that.
So he's extremely strong. His muscle is extremely dense and everything. So along with that, and he's fast too, he has to first of all, he has to really stay on top of his flexibility. But he also has to focus on strengthening the joints and not the joints, but strengthening the tendons and everything, along with strengthening the muscles, because that's just going to apply more
pressure.
Right. So you can rip your muscle from your tendon and just all of that wild stuff, and it can happen when you're training that way. But if most of your exercises are things that you'll actually be doing on the field, your body will get used to that. It'll strengthen.
And it makes more sense. Mel, appreciate you, fam. And Mel, it's time to give me that holler, man. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, Mel, and you just give me the.
Oh no, I can't. I can't holler right now.
I love to do this. Well, Mel, you know what you got to do. I always love when people say this. You got to give me a whisper holler. This is even more fun for me. Just Niners, because I don't want you to wake anybody.
Can I shout out first, real quick?
Yeah, get quick, please.
All right, shout out, man. This guy, and this is my guy. When I say I love this guy, and I thank him just for everything he's done. I know it ended kind of rocky with us in San Francisco, but all the jerseys I have, you see who they are, man. I love this guy. I appreciate it.
T.O.? Yeah.
His rookie season, 50th year. This is the 1998 Owens. He caught it. That's one of his Pro Bowl jerseys. I'm wearing the other one. I got more of them here. I got the two. I just got all of them, man. But he's going into the Niners Hall of Fame at the first home game. They're doing the ceremony.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Yo, man.
He's calling out the draft picks. He's calling out the draft pick the 25th too. I think it's the third round.
Yeah, he's doing the third round.
Yeah. So
yeah, he's doing the third round.
And you ain't by yourself, Mel. You know how many people? I mean, a lot of us. There's a lot of closet people who just coming out of the closet. I've been telling people the whole time, I'm a T.O. fan, but I can't help it. The dude amuses me. He's an entertainer. He's a great football player. He's a personality. Right. He won me over with the sit-ups in the driveway a long time ago. Yep. Y'all can get mad all you want to.
Literally, sit-ups in the driveway, that was literally 15 minutes from my house.
All right. That's awesome. All right, Mel. So, Mel, if I go do the holler instead of you, Mel, you give me a whisper holler, because I'm always amused by it.
I can give you a bang bang 9 again. Real quick.
I'm doing the holler for Mel. I'm going to do it again, too. Niners! I'm substituting for Mel. The first time it's ever been done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mel. One of our many members of the 49ers 90 Empire out in the New Jersey area, the Garden State. Love the East Coast fam. What's up? Mel, boy, I love having talked to Mel. Boy, you see, Mel, man, being a player, you see, game knows game. So, Well, fam, I got to tell you, coming up this weekend, of course, more talk. Ain't no telling what's going to develop between now and then. And I do look forward to Hey, wait a minute. I know you know I'm leaving, don't you? Don't forget to hit the like. Yeah, please. Hit the like, share. And if you're the first time, hey, love you already. Subscribe so I can call you back a little later on. Bring your own pizza next time, too. Bam, I got to go. Hey, I'll see you in just a bit. It could be any time. I'll wake up in the middle of the night if I find out some news. Be careful. I got to go.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Secrets.